So now we will look at Parkinsonism. Parkinsonism.
Parkinsonism.
Correct. Now this is also called as paralysis agitans. Say agitans.
Agitans.
So in this, what actually happens? There is a lesion of basal ganglia. So what actually has been affected here? Substantia nigra. Substantia nigra. Okay, so substantia nigra and the Niagara striatum projection fibers, you know this path is affected. Okay, these fibers and the substantia nigra are affected. So basically here what happens? Dopamine is less. Very important, you remember dopamine is less. Fine. Now what is less? Dopamine. Say dopamine.
Dopamine.
Now here you can also say the dopaminergic pathway is affected. Okay, the dopaminergic pathway is affected. So basically Parkinsonism, why it happens? Lesion of basal ganglia, substantia nigra, nigra striatum fibers are affected, dopamine is less, dopaminergic pathway is affected. Okay. Now this is the actual problem, right? Now why did it happen? What are the causes? Right? Causes. The causes are actually not known, but some of them are like inheritance, and then you have pesticide exposure, etc. And this happens over a long term. Okay, like it doesn't occur suddenly. Fine. Now let us move on and find out what the symptoms of Parkinsonism are. Symptoms. So first we saw what and all are affected, what actually is affected in the body, what are the causes we saw. Now let us look at the symptoms and what exactly gets affected. Fine. Now here there is an imbalance between the facilitatory and inhibitory circuit. Okay, so basically you know that basal ganglia has some facilitatory, it facilitates some muscles, some movement, and it inhibits some movements, right? So there's an imbalance between this facilitation and inhibition. Now here what you need to know, there are some hypokinetic features and there are some hyperkinetic features. Okay. Now hypokinetic features means there is less movement of some things, and hyperkinetic, there is more movement, right? So as you know, basal ganglia facilitates some movements and it inhibits some movements. So that is what you're going to see here. Now hypokinetic, first of all, there is no there is reduced movement. This is like akinesia. Akinesia. Say akinesia.
Akinesia.
Correct. Akinesia is grossly reduced movement. Grossly reduced movement. Okay. Grossly reduced movement. Then you have bradykinesia. Say bradykinesia. Okay. Bradykinesia is slow movements. So akinesia is reduced movements. Bradykinesia is for slow movements. Okay. So these two are some of the aspects of hypokinetic features. Now what about hyperkinetic features? Look at the hyperkinetic features. Now in hyperkinetic features you have the rigidity and then you have resting tremor. Remember here the tremor is resting tremor is a very important word. Basically even when the person is at rest there is tremor, right? There is something called as intentional tremor. That intentional tremor is something like when you go and approach a cup or something. That is when the tremor occurs. But here you have not done anything. The person is just resting and there are tremors. That is a sign of Parkinsonism, right? It is not like if there is tremor, it's Parkinsonism. It's one of the symptoms, right? Tremors can happen because of many other things like after exercise and so on. Fine. Now let us look at some details of each of this. Akinesia. Say akinesia.
Akinesia.
Okay. Now, akinesia, here what actually is happening? The dopamine secretion decreases, right? As the dopamine secretion decreases, there is reduced psychic drive for motor activity. Okay, there is less dopamine, there is less psychic drive for motor activity. Now coming to bradykinesia. Say bradykinesia. Wow, bradykinesia.
Bradykinesia.
Correct, bradykinesia. So here what happens? There are slow movements. Okay. Then you can also add some things here to this list. There is poverty of movement. That means there is really reduced movement. There is difficulty of execution of movement because of rigidity of muscles, etc. Fine. Now let us look at the hyperkinetic features. Now let us look at hyperkinetic features. Now hyperkinetic features, you have rigidity and you have resting tremor. Rigidity of muscle, see you have to write some specific words for the exam like lead pipe type. Lead pipe type of rigidity. What type of rigidity? Say lead type. Lead pipe.
Lead pipe.
Lead pipe rigidity. Say rigidity.
Rigidity.
Correct. Rigidity. There's another type of rigidity. Cog wheel.
Why are you doing long?
Type. Say cog.
Cog.
Wheel.
Wheel.
Cog wheel.
Cog wheel.
Rigidity.
Rigidity.
Correct. Wow. Resting tremor. Now, are we already here? Are we done with the rigidity? See, these are keywords that you have to write. Lead pipe type and cogwheel type of rigidity. Okay. So here basically what is happening? There is less dopamine, right? So what happens? The damage to this pathway allows the putamen to send excitatory signals continuously. You know, actually the striatum, the caudate nucleus and the putamen, they send excitatory signals continuously. Okay. Now what happens as they send excitatory signals continuously? There is a lack of inhibition. When there is a lack of inhibition, all the muscles get excited and this results in rigidity. Why is there rigidity? Because all the muscles are excited. Okay. Now coming to resting tremor. Resting tremor, you need to mention the type of tremor here. Pill rolling tremor. Say pill rolling tremor.
Pill rolling tremor.
Correct. Pill rolling tremor.
Tremor.
Okay. So now let us look at why this happens. See, this tremor, as I told you, it is a resting tremor. It is present at rest. Okay, and this is involuntary. The person really can't do anything about it. It's involuntary. Now, why does this happen? Because there is a loss of inhibition. Okay, and because of a loss of inhibition, there is movement, right? It results in oscillation of feedback circuits. Okay, you can write here some more details about this. Oscillation of feedback circuit. Fine. Now, other things that you have to mention as the symptoms of Parkinsonism: short, shuffling gait. Okay, this is a very important term. Shuffling gait. You know, when the person walks, it's like a shuffle. Okay, short, shuffling gait. Say short, shuffling gait. Short, shuffling
gait.
Wow, short shuffling gait. Okay. Now this is also called as festinant gait. Say
Festinant gate.
festinant
Festinant gate.
festinant gait.
Festinant gate.
Perfect. Okay. So this is the way the person walks, or so the person has a shuffling gait. Just remember here they have stooped posture. Okay. Then they have loss of facial expression. Mask-like face. Say mask.
Mask-like face.
Perfect. Mask-like face. So these are all the symptoms or the features of Parkinsonism. Let us look at them again. Fine. You have to say these. Correct. Parkinsonism. Now let us look at the key feature, characteristic features of Parkinsonism. You have resting tremors. Okay. Pill roll movements of hand, lead type or cogwheel type of rigidity. You have mask-like face, loss of facial expression.
Mask-like face.
Yeah. Stooped posture. Then you have slowing down of movements, absence of movements, which we saw here. Like a reduced movement will be akinesia. Slow movements, bradykinesia. Don't forget these words. Kinesia, both of them are kinesia. Akinesia and bradykinesia. Okay. Say kinesia.
Kinesia.
Say akinesia.
Akinesia.
Say bradykinesia.
Bradykinesia.
Very good. So I think we have covered Parkinsonism in detail. So what and all we saw in the causes? The causes are the leons of basal ganglia, the substantia nigra and the nigrostriate fibers are affected. There is less dopamine. Dopaminergic pathway is affected. Fine. Now this disease does not come up immediately. It occurs slowly, and it progresses slowly, and it occurs after some years of age. Okay. Now it is also called as paralysis agitans. Say paralysis.
Agitans.
Correct. Okay. So we will meet in the next video.